Now, my experience with the PPC and the executive and Maxime Bernier has been fantastic because what I've learned to do over the years, being heavily involved in government, heavily involved in union, heavily involved in negotiations, heavily involved with representing people, is I have to lobby people. I have to convince people. I have to negotiate with people. And I need people around me to do that effectively, to bring a bigger voice with me to whatever it is we're negotiating. So what I did, the minute I started or joined the PPC, I had a discussion with Max and I had a discussion with a few others in regards to globalism. Every discussion I had following that first discussion was about globalism and the globalist agenda. The only reason I was in the party was because of globalism and globalist agenda. The only reason I've done anything politically or activist wise is because of the globalist agenda. And I remember talking to Max the first few times in video. We would go to a little place and they'd set up a video screen and we would have this video conference with Max. And I'd go up to the microphone and I would ask Max the same question. Globalism. What are we going to do to denounce the Sustainable Development Agenda? And Max was very lukewarm to any of this the first couple of times because he admittedly, he says this and admits it openly, that he didn't understand what I was talking about. The first time he said that, I talked to Salim Mansour. No, it would have been the second time he said that. It was during our trip in Saskatchewan, where I asked Salim, how is it possible that the foreign affairs minister, and granted, he wasn't foreign affairs minister for very long, but why is it that he doesn't understand sustainable development and understand the globalist agenda? Why is this? I don't get it. And it wasn't the first time I was exposed to MPs not having a clue as to what it is, not a sniff. And of course, Salim said to me, because they're in a bubble. They are, and this is the party structure. This is what we have to get away from. But the party, the CPC, the establishment has their hierarchy, and they determine what you as an MP are going to say, what you're going to do, and how it's going to work. And so Max lived in this, he worked in it, and that's what he was against. And that's why he finally quit the CPC, because he knew, everyone says, well, why don't you just go in the PPC and fix it from within? Impossible. You can't do that with an establishment party. You can't do it. So as we moved along, and as I was given the opportunity on many occasions to have these discussions with Max about globalism, he really started to get it. He really, and you can see it in the tweets. You can see the evolution of this and how the tweets moved in the direction of being more and more Canada first, more and more anti-globalist, anti-globalism, anti-agenda, anti-Paris Accord, Migrant Compact, and all of the other supranational agreements that the establishment have set up for us. So that's how it works. And I've been successful at doing that, as have others, but I'm the loudest voice when it comes to globalism and being against it. And as we moved along, more and more, but it happened through lobbying. It happened through having discussions that were given to me whenever I asked.